Time, right? That's something nobody has. Time. You're always working. Your mind belongs to someone else. For what price? Right? Again, you're a whore. Your mind is what you've given away, right? For what price? So just think, how much per hour do they pay you for your mind? They're not paying you for it, whatever, right? And then they give you all these things to buy, right? To take the money back from you. So you never buy anything. Like you never acquire any wealth, right? Unless you're the one making those own and buying it from yourself. And but you can't afford that. You can't even afford the groceries soon, right? The gas is catastrophe, man. Time. Ever just listen to silence? It's nice. If you ever just feel, I don't know, just aggravated, right? Because you know they're torturing you. Just listen to time. Because what it does is it makes you step into the moment, right? Because the moment is heaven. They don't like heaven. That's the moment, right? So when you do that, it's almost like they just kind of just step back and they lose power over you. And you regain it, right? And then you get more focused. And so that's why you kind of would just stop and kind of just listen. And all of a sudden, it's almost like you get focused and you look around and you're kind of like, huh, okay, I get good, right? Before you were just, there was something attached to you. It's almost like a, I don't know, something, right? This dragon, all of a sudden, or something, or just something, right? It just, you know it's there. You all feel it. It just bothers you, right? You all have that. Migraines, for example. Those are bad. Those migraines that bother people, like those are like horrible little creatures, right? But everything happens for a reason as well. So you almost like got to look at the past, and so you know what I mean. And so it's just this almost diseases almost working for, right? Like for God because of that person and how bad they are. And so like the more bad they are, the more things will bother them, right? So it is, but it's not all the time, right? Because First Nations people, they have different standards, right? Brown people, black people, all about black. So I'll just say, right? And so that way and so, you know what I mean? Just the different standards, and you gotta watch what you do because you're not gonna go to hell. I'll just say that. It's kind of like God's not sending any of his people to hell, right? So white people, here's your chance, right? Remember I saying just don't look back. So now it's just kind of like you have a reset button, right? Indian people don't. It's just kind of like you're still a piece of shit, and you have to redeem yourself, right? Because it's like because it's unfair. So the only way to make it fair, it would be kind of like to do that, right? So that's kind of like where the story got really interesting. So again, don't shoot the messenger. I just love telling stories. Oh, I love this. Great story. Anyway, you know what I mean? So it just kind of, yeah. So that's why you just have to just go. Because, I don't know, you know what I mean? Find yourself. That's all I would say. It's just a pilgrimage to find yourself, right? And kind of just, and I know some own heads who, logistics, right? Logistics is worse. It always, even the word itself is just dirty. Because it makes you just think like, oh, what, right? It's meant to just confuse, because it's just like, excuse me, are we robots? Right? That's all it is. It's just like distractions. There's always distractions, right? It's just kind of, you're talking about something else, and all of a sudden someone will throw a grenade in the room, and just like, oh, that's definitely a distraction, right? So you need to look at the hand versus what do you mean? So you need to be able to kind of just discern, like, why is this happening? Da 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 da. Right? It's just, you need to be able to just go for a walk, right? Because it's just, if you live in fear, it's like it's going to envelop you there, because it's just all lies. It's just like, right? Just that white horse. So don't fear it. Just go, right? A lot of people are scared, so afraid, and I don't blame you. Right? I don't blame you. I don't know what that feels like, but I don't blame you. Just kidding. But you need to just get over yourself. That's all you need to do. You know the funny part about that is? That is exactly it. Let me tell you why. That's it. Like a child, right? They're humble, and they're there until, say, someone hurts them, and all of a sudden they lose that. Someone smacks them, just doof, right? And you taking away that kid's innocence. Until then, he's just this carefree person who doesn't realize that there's hurt, right? And some people kind of go longer than others, and they protect your child, and that's where the protection comes in. It's just kind of like, how much do you protect your child from the truth? The other world is pretty harsh, right? And then you want to protect your child, so it's just kind of like, it becomes a curse, and right? And then, but at the same time, for this time, it's just like, oops, your child would have been good if you kind of hardened him up a little bit, right? So it's just almost like, but to all the wimpies out there, the underdogs, right? Because sometimes there's a time for a season for people who just kind of just think like, I would be the worst leader ever. You know what the funny part is? This is your call. I give you time to think about that, right? And kind of just search your mind, search your soul, search your room, that little cubicle you're sitting in right now, the one that you call home, right? That's not a home. That's a jail. What's your jail number? I mean, your address, right? It's all marked. Everything is. We're all marked, whether we like it or not. It's just kind of like, oh, we're all scared of the mark of the beast, and don't realize you already got it. Get out of it. That's all I could say. It's all trickery, I said. I just think it's, look over here, don't look there, right? Look at some of these people who talk about this, and they talk endlessly about it, right? They're right. To an extent, not 100%, but it's a fun game. And step back again. Stop crying. I'm kidding. Right? And laugh. Allow yourself to laugh and just think like, right? I'll guarantee you one thing. I'll guarantee this. The minute, the second, you decide to take off your shoes and just walk on the pavement. you'll be on your path to a new person. Because just getting there, you will succeed. You will not fall back. But there's some out there who don't need strength in numbers, right? You know who you are. You don't need to be able to do that. But there's some out there who need that. I'm guilty of that sometimes, right? I just do it because I want friends. but still, right? I love friends. I have absolutely no friends. That's the truth. I'm an asshole. But I'm honest. That I'll tell you. I hope some of you imagine what it would feel like, right? Because you have to. You put yourself there sometimes. And you're saying, okay, but right? And it's just like, oh wow. And just to get yourself on that vein, right? That vein. Work together to get there, please. But don't forget to smile, right? Every day, like from forward now, like just start to be that person, that king. Imagine that every day, right? I do it all the time. People probably think right? I don't care. They're probably like, huh, right? In the end, they'll be like, hey, sir. It's like, hello. Right? Just because of the way I've been nothing. I look like a slob, man. I'd be scared if I saw me. Right? But just because of my walk and everything, they look at me and think, that's good, he's not going to kill me. I was like, I won't kill you, I promise. I won't even talk about you behind your back either. Right? And here's the interesting part about frequency. Is you can start to hear people's thoughts, right? Especially if their thoughts are like at a lesser frequency and whatnot, right? Your frequency depends on what you think about yourself. And some people think so highly, and others, it kind of calculates itself, and it's kind of like, ooh, that person thinks haughty of himself, right? Kind of like, so it's almost like all these things give you away, and it's interesting actually to see that, and kind of just there, and so you kind of just keep your head down, right? Because you don't really care to listen, because everybody's thoughts is always about the past, the future, never about the present. Because the present would be like, kind of cool, right? All of a sudden you're just like, oh, did I pay the bill? Oh, did I? Like, it's always like doubt, or always like something. It's just like, ew, right? It's just like gross. I want some juicy stuff, and then I was like, come on. I was like, okay, I don't want to hear anymore, right? And so that's how they used to subjugate like the peasants back then, because someone would be like, come up and with the food, right? All of a sudden they think higher of them and think, it just. But it was just the food, and they used that as a weapon to their own people, right? And they knew that information. The sneaky buggers, it's so fun. And anyway, right? It's just like sneaky buggers. But they would use it as a weapon against their own people, right? They use it like you all the time, right? To get over it, right? But it's a tool. You think what's the mass destruction? It's just like, it's not a nuclear weapon, I'll tell you that. Nuclear weapon, you can only go like, right? Man, how many would I have to like take just to kill all you fucking people? Too many. That's the truth. It's like, holy shit, I need to get them in all these different locations and be like, okay, well, right? That's what I'd have to do if I wanted to destroy you. But the food would actually do it faster, because you consume it at a rate like a pig. And you just say, oh my God, right? And it's just like, ew. If you actually see like what it just looks like, you would just like, and from the other point of view, right? You'd be disgusted with yourself for doing that, and guilty as charged as well again, right? But At least it allows you to look back and see the picture and just think like, ew, these things that you feed in your stomach as you're eating that food, these things are eating that, right? Do you think the body wants that? No. No. And they feast on, they come in and they feast in the back door in your stomach, and it's just like, And some of you right now are having a Big Mac and they're just having a heyday in your stomach, right? Please don't burp. Ew. What's that? It's a fry. Oh, gross, right? It's like it's a horrible thing. The horrible thing those parasites, man. It's just like get away from them, kill them, get them away from your stomach because they control you, right? You're not even real. You're a little Barbie doll, and you're probably not even real. You're a fake Barbie doll. Come back to the light, Marianne. You cunt. Come on. Oh, people get offended by words. Don't get offended by words. Get offended by the food that goes in your mouth. It's like you get offended by the wrong things, you fucking boneheads. You know what I mean? You wash your hands and all this crap, chemicals. Never put soap in your mouth, ever. Or on your food, ever. Or on your plate. Bunch of peons you've been turned into, right? Which is sad, because it's like the whole fucking nation. Now you gotta just somehow free yourself of that if you actually want to play. It's just like, ugh. Right? But the slumber time's over. The time of action's now. Right? The heartbeat. So you leaders that are hearing this, it's like you need to be able to step up. Right? Step up to the plate because it's gonna be fun. So imagine this. Sicily, 1952. Kidding. Right? Imagine though, it's like you're always sitting by a fire, right? Always. You're always happy though, because it's like these people can't help but just in the air and everything, and just and those things can't get to them at night, right? Because that all that nature and all that fire and all that, they hate that. You bring in the four elements together. When you bring those four elements together, you're powerful, and then all of a sudden your positive energy, your positive frequency, your positive, every positive, it's just all of a sudden these negatives are just like, gross, and they leave, right? All of a sudden, after a while, you'll see these things just in the night just go, it's just like, what's that? It's like, I don't know, a norm. It's like, no, you just lost the demon, good job, right? And just, okay, and they just, right, they'll just leave. You'll change as they leave. All of a sudden, like, the natures that you don't like about yourself, they'll just leave. Smoking, you'll just all be like, ugh. One day you'll have a coffee and you'll just be like, ugh, you'll almost puke. You'll be like, this is so gross. Like a pregnant woman does, right? And all of a sudden it's like, I guess your frequency went up. Yeah, I guess your coffee days are over, right? It's just like you try to change, but you don't have to try. It just happens. And on this journey, you'll just change, and you'll see yourself become a different person. And after a while, you're just, right? And take a picture of yourself at the beginning of the journey and at the end. You know what I mean? It's like, but don't post it anywhere. Like, keep it for yourself. Like, it's a private journey. Like, everyone always wants to post shit on these fucking sites, right? What about having about you? Your personal journey. This is your journey. You know what I mean? If you want to have a group, have a closed private group. Don't make this something that you're going to go out and kind of just, right? Because you're out trying to find your gift. Show some respect for something that what you're trying to do is you're going to be a leader. And now nature is going to look at you, and all of a sudden, and depends on what you do, right? Leaders are going to present themselves, and you're going to make these things that as I talk about them, like that private page on Facebook, right? I know, just go find it. Fear. People's fear. You know the interesting part about technology is you can create a lot of fear through technology. Sometimes people are not able to do things that they say they can do because they exaggerate their skills just to try and keep a nation down and make sure that they don't do things, because you can't really do things that you say you can do. You know what I mean? So create the fucking group and get over yourself. So anyway, So you kind of just do that, right? And it's just all about this fear that envelops you and kind of just makes you this little sheep. It's a delicious sheep. Because Lucifer's plan, let me tell you some of his delicious plans. They're actually pretty fun. I look forward to seeing it. I hate to say it, but it's just a game. Get over it. Now here's some details. So the stadiums, these huge coliseums, right? You'll have like huge spectacles because you guys are marked. People are marked, right? Because now it's a time of, right? And so now, like, you just, it's just like, well, who's working for who and who did who and what and what and what and what. It's like, doesn't matter. It's like, you can't go in there, kill a people, inspect it, come out without a tear, right? But there's always opportunities, always. Like I said, everybody always has an opportunity, right? This is like you create a country that just creates hate in all directions. Just go out and do these things, right? Because you know what they're going to do to your children. It's like you're the game master. I wrote the thing. It's like, I know what the fuck it's gonna do, right? So here's the interesting part about this. People will question their own abilities. Your abilities are fucking amazing, but you just have not even tried to find them or reach them. Not once. You say, I tried, it's like you didn't try. If you tried, right? And you know you didn't. So you gotta reach down and say, I want to be that person. Everybody wants to be that person. Everyone is great at 22. Everyone. And that's the age that you'd stay because of where things are in the clock, right? This clock that you guys are obsessed with. Fuck the clock. Fuck it, just fuck it. It's all fuck the cock. I mean the clock. This is not really anything that should be passed up, right? An opportunity to just walk. And if you get a horse, get a fucking horse. That's all I can say, right? If you want to get a bike, get a bike. Because I know some people will be like, oh, well, I don't want to walk. Because you're not touching the ground, though, because you're compromising. So the person who stepped on the bike, right, the horse, you're so okay with the horse. Because the horse helps you and it gets still touching the ground, right? But that bike, it's a different animal. It's a dead animal. And that bike is going to help you not connect with yourself because you're allowing something else to not connect fully for you, right? So the ones who thought I'm gonna take my bike, fucking put that away, you piece of shit. Because you ought to be able to take nothing. Like that fucking little bag. Nothing. Fit as many clothes as you can in there, right? It just will, whatever. No soap. No fucking perfumes. Nothing. Free yourself of everything. You need to look good. Imagine how good you're gonna look in a year, right? You look better than you do now, you piece of shit. At least you'll be a better looking piece of shit. Get to the fucking farmer's market and get the food.